Alright, welcome to our continuing review of horizontal motion. In this lesson we're going to be dealing with the formula velocity final squared is equal to velocity initial squared plus 2AD. As you can see, I've already started this problem, but I'll explain it more in depth as we go. The question states, how far will a bird fly if it accelerates at a rate of 2.4 meters per second squared from an initial velocity of 6 meters per second to a final velocity of 18 meters per second? Okay, so reading this problem carefully, we see, first of all, it gives us an acceleration of 2.4 meters per second squared. So the first thing we always do is we write down our given, which I've done over here. The acceleration is given here. A is equal to 2.4 meters per second squared. Now, it says from an initial velocity of 6 meters per second. So our initial velocity is 6 meters per second. And then lastly, it gives our final velocity of 18 meters per second, which I've written here. Now, our displacement is what we're looking for. And I know that because of how the question is phrased. It says how far. The question how far obviously denotes distance or displacement. Okay, so back to our formula here. Velocity final squared is equal to velocity initial squared plus 2AD. 2 times acceleration times displacement. Just a reminder, this will be given to you. This formula will be given to you on your exam. You just need to know to use it for this problem and how to use it. So what I've done in our next step is I've begun to solve for this displacement. I need to isolate this term with displacement. So I subtracted the initial velocity squared from both sides. And I've also divided by 2a, continuing to solve for displacement. Basic algebra right here. So it gives us our new formula, which is the final velocity squared minus the initial velocity squared divided by 2 times the acceleration is equal to displacement. Solving for displacement like this allows us to use this formula in a more useful way to solve for our displacement. Now all we have to do is take these numbers that we've already found from the given that's in that's given in the word problem. We have to input those into our formula and solve for displacement. So I've taken the final velocity squared. Then I've taken the initial velocity, also squared, divided by 2 times the acceleration, which is also given. So on our calculator, we'll take parentheses 18 squared minus 6 squared divided by 2 divided by 6, and that gives us our displacement. Our displacement is 24 meters. And that concludes this problem.